Okay, so I am the chair of the meeting, which means I have to call the meeting to order. And the roll call, Scott Tess, proxy for Carol Mitten.
Here.
Okay, and Dorothy David, I am here, and that makes the full board, correct?
That's the board.
Okay, so approval of the minutes.
I'll move.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Yes, aye.
Okay. Additions to the agenda? Do we have any public input today?
Nope.
Okay, seeing none, it is now the co-director's report.
All right. Well, we are moving forward with the solar development on the landfill. We've got most of the vegetation, the vendor has most of the vegetation removal done. They will be installing some geotextile and aggregate for some road improvements, which is great because we hope to later on in the maintenance activities, we hope to replace a sampling well on the east side of the property this year. And we're hoping that they do some road improvements that would help us get to that site. We are still working on repairs of the leachate pump. We have one more potential problem that we can test out. We got to wait for the ground to dry up a little bit, and we're going to get out there and dig up a certain elbow in the force main and see if that's a point where it's leaking. So still working on that, but hopefully we will get that resolved as soon as we get some better weather. Also, I'm planning on doing some vegetation removal now that the solar developer has done most of it. What's left, we can tackle with our own funds. So I hope to get out there before, this current fiscal year and get some of those funds spent on vegetation removal. I noticed that there's some gas leaks, some methane leaks on the landfill, just causing some parched vegetation in a couple spots. It's not that big a deal if we want to maintain vegetation essentially to stop erosion. So we may deal with that later, this calendar year, next fiscal year, with some advice from the landfill consultant. And Nick will be at our next meeting to give his annual report, and we'll also deal with the budget then. The budget is, as I'm working on it, is basically the same as last year. So there's not much to do, but I am going to put in member contributions this year. I'll propose that, and then basically what we're working on now is just Munis stuff so that I can export it in a way that's easily read by everybody. And then before us today is an amended lease to allow for a slightly expanded easement for the solar developer. We're amending the lease because the easement was in the lease. So that's what it comes to, and those documents are in your packet. I'll take any questions you have.
I'm good. No questions here. I don't know, does anybody else on the call have any questions for Scott?
I don't.
All right. So do we need a motion on resolution 2021-03 to amend the lease?
I'll move to approve the resolution 2021-03.
Okay, so Scott moves and I, Dorothy David, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show that both Scott and I voted yes. All right, motion passes.
And any unfinished business? I don't think so. Well, one thing I mentioned, we'll have one more meeting, approve the budget, and Nick's annual report. Dorothy, we've got a couple of days and times that so far everyone I've checked with is working with their calendar. Did you want to check your calendar while we're here, or?
Hold on. So that's going to require me to minimize and go back out. Okay, so what dates and times are you looking at?
The 3 dates we've cleared so far are 4/28, 4/29, and 4/30.
Okay, so let's look at April 28th. Okay, that April 28th is looking pretty rough. What time of day?
We were looking at 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m.
I have a 10 a.m. meeting, so as long as we go really, really fast, 9:30 could work. 4 p.m. does not work.
Okay. On the 29th at 11 a.m.
I could do that.
And on the 30th, anytime in the morning.
My preference would be to avoid the 30th if we can.
Okay. Well, I think 4:29 at 11 a.m. sounds good then.
Okay, so are you going to schedule the appointment quickly, Scott, so that I don't need to put a hold on the calendar?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
I can, if I send you all a calendar invite from my Outlook, you probably use Outlook, so it integrates and you can just save it.
I think so.
Okay. I'll send an Outlook invite, and Jason's on the call who will be scheduling the Zoom. So maybe he'll have the Zoom link and I can have that all together in one calendar invite for you. And we'll follow up and get public meetings posted and follow up later with the packet.
Okay. So do we have any other business today?
Yeah, Scott, how do you want to get that motion signed? Can you initiate a DocuSign or should we do that?
Why don't you all initiate DocuSign? I don't think we have that ability. So
And
there'll be two things to sign. There'll be the resolution and the lease amendment.
now the lease required hard signature because I think you had some notaries.
Yeah.
And so what we want, I'll email you on that. We wanted you to initiate that and then coordinate
Okay.
with Sally, so I can email you on that.
And in
Yeah,
fact, I think we have already, because that's actually a three-party, it's city, cuss words, and developer. So, and the city's already approved it. So I think probably it's in our clerk's office.
So I don't remember when I was proxy. Will you sign for Carol as proxy on this motion?
I think so. I think I'll sign as proxy on the cuss words resolution. Dorothy will sign on the cuss words resolution. And then I don't remember who we had on signature lines for the lease. Take a look.
Yeah. Okay, so we can coordinate that. And
Yeah.
then did you have an approved, there's an approved as to form on the resolution? You'll need to.
Yeah, I think I
contact.
have that. I can check.
So you'll have to send me a contact email for DocuSign.
Yep, approved as to form.
Okay.
So contact email for DocuSign, would that be my email address then?
We
For
need
each
one.
person who signs,
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll need your two Urbana ones, the approved as to form, and then I have yours.
Oh, I follow you. Okay. I don't know.
Well,
I think we
just
still have one
email me.
lawyer and staff.
Yeah. Email me.
Okay, will do.
Okay, so is that all of our business today?
It is.
So I think because we are on Zoom, we need a roll call. First, I need a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, Scott makes the motion. I, Dorothy, second the motion. So roll call on the motion. Scott Tess
Yes.
and I, Dorothy David, also vote yes. We are adjourned at 3:12 p.m.